First of all, thanks to all the French people who emailed me and got in touch thanking me for my videos on the French riots, and also to those who gave me more information you won't hear or see on social media or the mainstream media, but I'll keep that in my back pocket for the future. And yes, the French riots are still kicking off over there right now as we speak. And it seems that France is politically correcting itself out of existence. Marine Le Pen stood up in their parliament yesterday and gave both barrels to Macron's government, whom she rightly blames for its woke policies allowing this to happen. And who do the French government blame for all the riots? Well, anyone but the rioters. Now, young French nationalists have taken to the streets to confront migrant rioters, and all of a sudden, after doing absolutely nothing about the rioters, Macron brings out the riot heavy armour. So now there are huge armoured vehicles which have miraculously popped up out of nowhere to take up positions on the streets of Paris. And despite a social media blackout, which was weird by the way, that was just, to think that people are so stupid to just use social media to coordinate riots and attacks is daft. You don't need social media, you can just use your phone. But despite a social media blackouts, videos and photos are still being posted online showing what's going on. And the woke French government, they're like an ostrich with its head in the sand. It's completely oblivious, or I suspect they know why this has happened, why France is burning to the ground, but they won't admit it. Because you see, the French economy minister says that France is still safe for tourists despite ongoing riots. And there are videos online on social media of people, and I'm assuming they're local Parisians and French people there, having their petit déjeuner, whatever it is, their drinks, sat outside restaurants, and there are burning cars around them. They don't give a shiny shite. It's just odd. And then there's the French Interior Minister, who refuses to acknowledge the link between migrants and riots in France by saying, "We don't want hate. 90% of the rioters were French." Now, I don't know if you lot are on Twitter, but there are various videos of French rioters on the streets of Paris and elsewhere, and they're waving Algerian flags. Now, that doesn't seem very French to me. Does it to you? And to top it off, the French media, the good old mainstream media, turning a blind eye to what's really going on or the root causes of everything. And one particular French newspaper more concerned with the riots boosting support for the far right, and Marine Le Pen than the riots. This is just daft, isn't it? It's, how can I describe it? It's like blaming a subject or another subject for something it has no involvement in, rather than acknowledge the elephant in the room, which is, in France's case, mass migration, both legal and illegal. So a French newspaper is more concerned with the riots boosting support for the far right, or the so-called far right, and Marine Le Pen, than its effects on countless businesses destroyed, important buildings burned down, and numerous people grievously injured, and a country that's literally being torn apart. And so far, the French riots have cost the country €1 billion, and it's still going on. That number's going up, I guarantee it. And it'll be the poor French taxpayer who'll have to foot the bill. It's so bloody unfair, isn't it? Every time this happens, it is the taxpayer, the victims in all this, who has to pay somehow. Now, interestingly, the French National Assembly last night approved Article 3 of the Justice Bill, which allows the authorities to remotely activate the cameras and microphones of phones or other connected devices without the knowledge of those concerned. But good luck trying that with Apple phones. Their security is top notch. But this is a double-edged sword. If they can hack into migrant rioters' phones, they can do it to French citizens' phones, and they wouldn't know. And this is a massive intrusion into people's privacy. So if you're a conspiracy theorist, I think it's worth looking into. So in summary, I think the French riots are a natural climax or an end point of neoliberal ideology. Marine Le Pen was absolutely right when she lambasted the woke French government, saying their woke policies have led to what's happening now, the destruction of France, destruction of the French state. And it's going to take a non-woke, a non-left-wing politician, I think, to fix it all. Someone strong and patriotic and someone who's not afraid to make tough decisions. And I'll leave that with you, and that's my video. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and until the next time, Roger Trout.